Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. All the good games, all the bad games, and everything in between all over the world. We're currently playing the games released sometime in October 1982. And we were last on the Sinclair's ZX Spectrum, playing Orbiter, the very first Defender game you could play, and it's a must-have on the ZX Spectrum right now. Let's see what our next game is. Our next release shouldn't be surprise to anybody. Let's go to the arcade and play Nibbler. We've already heard this in the chat, where there's been games referenced about Nibbler. Let's actually go and play, brand new, right now, Nibbler. Here's the artwork you would have seen for Nibbler, or at least advertisements if you were an operator for an arcade establishment. It's Rock-Ola's Nibbler, but we'll just call it Nibbler. As scoring big bites of profits, and you got to admit the caterpillar on there is just great. What is he eating? He's eating a piece of the arcade cabinet. Awesome. And then you flip it over in the back, it's the Maze Craze 32 fast-moving performance levels. It has all the things you would want in an arcade cabinet. Earnings, self-diagnostic system, quality construction. Obviously, they're advertising to the people that are buying the arcade cabinets, and we're so glad they did. Yes! Oh man, this is a good one. And Rock-Ola is at it yet again. Here on the show, we've already seen, this is a lot of arcade games. This is the 470th arcade game we've played on the show, and this is the 7th by Rock-Ola, all that you could find in the arcade. There's the arcade cabinet for Nibbler. Oh, the glow. Just makes you want to get to the arcade and play arcade games right now. I haven't seen this. Look at the side of that one. Man versus Snake. Very nice touch. There we go. There it has the caterpillar on the side. That looks like the official Nibbler arcade cabinet. And then inside is the chips, the PCB. The control panel has just a 4-way joystick because that's all you need to play Nibbler. Yeah, there you go, as far as controls go. There's the arcade marquee. Very, very nice. Digging the caterpillar's just going to eat everything up. He even has a salt shaker with him. Very, very nice. Does that mean the caterpillar is Nibbler? Because I know we're playing as a snake. Are we playing as Nibbler? Oh, I love this. Some artwork for Nibbler in the arcades, along with Cubert, Joust, Thief, and this is right now, October 1982. You can see it's twin galaxies in the back. It's very nice. Yeah, it does look a little bit Disney-esque, mainly. We have a screenshot as well. And as far as the manual goes, we usually take a look at the operator manual for arcade cabinets. This one just gives us very little bit of information, and that's it. But I'll take whatever we can get. Nibbler is an exciting maze game. The object of the game is to nibble all the bonus objects in the maze without nibbling the nibbler, or yourself. The mazes and bonus objects are varied so that 32 waves must be completed to see all patterns. That's a lot of levels. Each wave is faster and more difficult than the preceding wave. The game continues at maximum difficulty after the 32nd wave. And it continues because it's a score attack game, and we wouldn't have it any other way right now in October 1982. There's two different versions. We're going to play the version that works the best for us. Let's go to the arcade and play Nibbler by Joseph H. Ulowitz and John M. Huleg. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that one. Published by Rock-Ola sometime in October, whenever you could play it in the arcade. Yes. Oh, nice. Look at that. And there it is. Really well done sprite work. It looks like the arcade marquee, or at least this caterpillar looks a lot like Nibbler. Sweet, let's put a coin. Oh, here we go. Instructions. Clear each maze before time runs out. Don't let the Nibbler bite itself. It doesn't stop at corners. It grows longer, like a snake game. Bonus time left, extra Nibbler after every 4 waves. I don't know if you're the kind of person that sat here and actually read the attract mode. Most of the time, if it's a popular game, you're just going to watch someone else play, and it wouldn't be sitting here by itself waiting for someone to play. All right, here we go. Let's put a coin in. And go. No way. Nibbler just warps in. That looks like Tron. So the entire time you're playing, this is a mashup of Pac-Man and Snake. 2 different game genres we've already seen on the show. You cannot touch yourself with your snake. You got to keep going all the way around. And in a way, this already feels like I'm playing a very advanced Pac-Man. Oh, we're speeding it up. Nice. Because you already were wanting to find out the best route whenever you played Pac-Man. And here's a game where you have to have a good route or else you're going to bite yourself in the tail. Let's just make our way around. There we go. Cool, I'll take it. Keep on going, keep on going. Oh man, it is really fast and a lot of fun. Let's see what happens if I do this. Control-wise, this feels really good. For a 4-way joystick, it feels like it's as good as Pac-Man. So controls feel very good. I'm already getting addicted to this. This is an arcade game that I'm not familiar with whenever it was brand new. So playing this for the first time, this feels like it feels like a Pac-Man style game that I already should have played at this point. And this is great. So notice that every time you hit the wall, he automatically moves out of the way. And whenever you die and come back, you're going to get a little bit of reprieve because you have a shorter tail. That's right, Palpug, don't bite yourself. Make our way down here. Nope. I knew that was coming. It does look like you're getting warped into the game. The same way that Tron was. Good point, Manly. How many video games have we played here on the show where there isn't a direct antagonist? It's your own mistakes that get you. Like that. I haven't seen any enemies yet. I think it's just us. Which means it is perfectly Snake and perfectly Pac-Man. It is a perfectly balanced mashup of the two genres. Congratulations. We can use... Oh, sweet. And then how do we make it up or down? Oh, and just go to the right. Okay, there we go. And we only have a certain amount of time to put our high score in. And nice, we can go all the way. 4 characters for your initials. Oh, it looks like everything is 3 right there. Man, that is a lot of fun. All right, let's put another coin in because this is a great arcade game. Yes, I'm surprised it wasn't a huge hit. And when you say over here, Curtis, I'm sure you're meaning Canada. Notice the difference in slowdown, starting a brand new game from the beginning, and then it just ranks up for all the games you could be playing. Now, we could go over all the games we've played so far that are like Snake, and there's quite a bit. We also could go over the hundreds of games that are like Pac-Man that are already out there, but I'd rather talk about the games that we've already seen that are a mashup of Snake and Pac-Man. The very first one we ever saw was Jungler. That was in the arcade by Konami. That was, believe, Sega. No, it was only Konami that did that one. But Jungler had kind of a shooting mechanic to it. This one has no shot as you're moving around the maze. It is just move the snake around. That's it. Also, I like this level by level basis, where you're having to see how many levels you can see. And 32 is pretty good. 32 unique screens is awesome. And that adds to the challenge and the fun. How far can you make it? I mean, look at this. This is great. Figuring out the best route you can do. So we have also played another one that was... This is technically the 4th game we played that's Pac-Man and Snake. After Jungler, we played another one called Super Chomper. That was on the VIC-20, and Serpentine, that was on the Apple II, or the Apple II version of Serpentine. Serpentine, though, this plays really close to Serpentine. It really doesn't play as close as Jungler, but... This is great, though. Better than the other versions we've played, for sure. So in the arcade, this is awesome. This well-deserved spot along all the other classic arcade games that you could be playing. Oh, man. Oh, man. And we are going to see this ported home later on the Atari home computer, which means it might be competing with Serpentine, because we're going to see other Serpentine games later. I think before we end October, we'll see some Serpentine coming home. And then later it's going to be on the Apple II in 1984. Oh my gosh, we're going so fast. And that's how they get you. If you spiral into yourself, then you're going to die, yeah. We get a high score, get to enter our initials. Oh man, so another arcade title I'd like to keep going and keep playing because this is a lot of fun. Very well polished, smooth gameplay, addictive. And it just works both the genres together very, very well. Come on, go over. CH. I guess I'll be CHJ this time. Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot more clones that are like this, but this one's very, very good. So the other version that you'll see at home, so this won't be home until 1983. So enjoy in the arcades while you can. Let's go one more time. We already gave Jungler in the arcades 4 stars. I would say this is better than Jungler, even if it doesn't have shooting. Yeah, I don't know if I can go all the way to 5 because there's the 5 games that you could be playing in the arcade right now are Donkey Kong, are Cubert, are games that are doing maybe a slightly different genre than everything else. This maze genre is getting, I don't want to say overused because this still plays really good. This is a really, really fun arcade game. But I'm going to start the score at 4 stars. Of all the games you can be playing right now in the arcade, this easily is 4 stars. I don't know if I can compare it to games like Jungle King or Jungle Hunt, depending on what region you're in, because that game is a completely different breed. Now, this one's taking place on one screen, 32 different screens, of course, but it's still not letting you move and go into different areas. Oh, this one's trickier. Let's see. We'll go like this. Uh-oh. And they got me. That was it. That's true. It is not chiptune. We have so many Dodge 'em clones. Yeah. And think of the head-on. That's pretty much what you're thinking as far as maze games go. A really good point of an arcade game now that drives it for a higher score is wanting you to play longer and see something farther. And this one does. This one wants you to go to the next... Hey, he actually stopped on the edge. I want to keep going and see all the other levels. What else can Nibbler show me? The different types? 32 levels is awesome, though. So I'm looking at the chat. I actually see tons of 4s. And I'm with you. Of all the games you can be playing right now on the arcade, this is a great game. I will not say it's one of the best of all the arcade games you could play right now, though. So I won't go in the 4.5 range. If you're here to the show, new to the show, we rate everything as is right now in October 1982. And if you think the game is broken, you rate it somewhere around the 1-star range. If you think the game's bad, you rate it around the 2-star range. If you think the game's average for all the games you could play right now, like in the arcade, you'd say about the 3-star range. If this is a good game, above average or excellent game, you're about the 4-star range. But if you tell yourself this is one of the best arcade games you could play in the arcade, you'd be in the 5-star range. That's Chiptunes with the Burger Time. Yeah, there's so many good games in the arcade. This is very, very good, but I wouldn't call it one of the best that you could play in the arcades right now. And I'd actually give it the nod. Even though Nibbler and Jungler have the same score, 4 stars, this one gets a slight nod as better than Jungler, in my opinion. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is. We're next going back home to play on our Atari home computer, and this is Phobos. I am really excited to check out Phobos. Here is the front of the box, or maybe only the manual, depends on where we're going with this one. This shouldn't be confused with Queen of Phobos, which we already saw on the Apple II in April 1982. This is a completely different game. This marks our 377th game we've played on the Atari line of home computers. Yes, Greg Christensen is back. Way to go, Greg. Master 16 levels of defense. There's the 5 1/4 floppy disk if you have that version. And this one is another one by Atari Program Exchange, or APX. This is our 42nd game that Atari Program Exchange has brought to us, with an example of the screenshot. Yes, let's go in. Here's the manual. How do you play Phobos? Well, Phobos, if Greg Christensen looks familiar, he is the creator of Caverns of Mars. This is the official sequel to Caverns of Mars. The only one, to my knowledge, of the sequel to Caverns of Mars. That's why I'm really excited to play this one. Caverns of Mars is one of the best games you can be playing right now on all home computers. As we breeze through the manual, Caverns of Mars we played in 1981, and that was the very first version. It's going to get re-released quite a bit. Phobos, though, didn't get as much love. All right, so here we go. This is... by the way, we've already seen 3 other games that played like Caverns of Mars already, and it's a fairly new game. The story goes, Mars has been totally destroyed. Totally destroyed? You mean in Caverns of Mars we destroyed the entire planet? But a group of renegade Martians has set up a command center on Phobos, or Phobos. I forget how you pronounce it. Mars' closest and largest moon. Your mission, invade the Martian defense system and destroy the Martian control center deep in the core of Phobos. That's right. That's exactly where they open the portals of hell. Maybe we will too here on this game. You have to cut through 16 levels of defense to destroy the control center and plummet through the caverns, picking up fuel, knocking out missiles best you can. Due to the small diameter, though, oh yes, you have to control your gravity and speed. Awesome. Your mission doesn't end. Should you detonate the control center, you should begin your descent anew because the Martians rebuild as soon as you destroy it. Nice touch with the story there. So it's required you have your Atari joystick, and we will have our Atari joystick to play. Explains how to load into the game. Any more references of Doom are always welcome. We won't see Doom for a very, very long time, but man, I love me some Doom. And I'm going to say this game still takes place on Mars, even though it's the moon of Mars. So we have different skill levels: novice, pilot, warrior, or commander. And this one does have 16 levels. And the levels continue through very similar to Scramble. They're the letters A through P. And depending on what level or difficulty level you play on, that's how many levels you'll be able to get to play. So here we go. This is, you can pause the game with a spacebar. Nice. Once you start the game, they give you the instrument panel showing everything on the screen, all the different dangers. You'll have fuel tanks. Make sure you collect those. Flying saucers, missiles, explosive dumps. And then as the usual case, APX wants you to know, how would you rate the game and send it to Atari? Because after the video game crash, the Atari home computer kept going on. All right, so we have two versions. One's a trainer. Let's just pop in and play Phobos or Phobos by Greg Christensen, published by APX at sometime in October 1982. So those three games we've already seen that played like Caverns of Mars. I'm telling you, it's a good game. It was the Cavern Run that we played on the VIC-20, and then Cavern Run 64 on the Commodore 64, and Thorolian Tunnels for the Apple II. And so this one is the official sequel to it. All right, so I'm going to crank this difficulty up. I'm going to push the option button on my computer, and we're going to go all the way to commander level to see how many levels we can go, because the only way you can see all of them is with the commander level. All right, here we go. Push and start. And we're in. They start us off with plenty of fuel. This looks really similar to Caverns of Mars. It is a scrolling shoot 'em up from the top of the screen to the bottom. It's going to be scrolling top to bottom, and then you're supposed to get to the bottom without running out of fuel, which is the gauge at the bottom of the screen. Very well displayed with fuel. We got a high score table, and then if you notice the color change in the background, that's us going level to level, and it's giving us which level, showing us the letters of the alphabet, A through P. Already the controls remind me of how much I loved Caverns of Mars. It is so good. Now, I do have a little bit more freedom, too. Notice it's not just moving left and right. I can move up and down if I want to as well. And you have to make sure you get that fuel or you'll run out. Every time you blow up enemies, the explosion they create, you have to watch out for that and make sure you're not touching it. And also notice that my ship is firing alternate shots. So a very unique idea, and that's the other thing you gotta watch out for, is the TNT. If you blow the TNT, the whole thing blows up and you with it. But since my shots are going left and right, you need to determine what was your last shot you fired to know if it's going to be on the left or the right. See, I did it again. All right, we still got plenty of lives. 2 lives left. We're already at level D. It's moving really, really quick, going from level to level. Got our fuel looking good. Sound effects are crisp. Control is good. This is... Oh, and there you go. It just stopped. The gravity, as we get closer to the center of Phobos, turns into where I am not auto-scrolling. The game moves to where my fuel is going down, and now look, I have the freedom to scroll the screen, and they're giving us obstacles. So now we have barriers to pass through. Don't hit the TNT. So we're not being thrown to the center of the planet. We are going whenever at our pace. Is that our last one? Oh, it's not. Okay, good. And this is just starting at level E. Very easy. Take it through. Time it right. right, looking good. Don't hit the TNT. Fuel level's looking all right. Greg really upped the graphics of your ship. Look, we got blinking lights, and the fire that's done is so nice. And now we move on to stage F, where they're adding a different type of force field. And that's why Caverns of Mars is so good. This is why this game is still one of the best you could play on any home computer, because of the change of levels. We're going to see very few enemy variations. It's the level variations that really count. All right, so I'm going to go back with Commander mode, and we're starting the beginning. Oh, I mean, just reset again. There we go, nice. Don't really need to get all the fuel in the beginning. So I had this pegged as a 2D auto scroll. I need to redo it and make sure you know it is both parts. It auto scrolls and it scrolls whenever you want it to. When you get lower enough into the depths. And then what I've heard happens is when you get close enough to the center, then it starts to, the gravity gets less and it pulls you away. So they're switching up the gameplay. Yeah, but this is great. Top tier gaming on home computers. Caverns of Mars was the same, and I understood why they're going to have so many releases of Caverns of Mars, or re-releases and updates, but this game, Phobos, didn't get as much love. There's not as many re-releases because most people didn't hear of it, but this is excellent. Two great games. That way we did it. We made it, and now here we go. We're going down, and I'm manually controlling, and we need some fuel big time. Oh, the force field showed up. I heard the sound, but I didn't listen in. All right, so we're going down again. Fuel resets itself. And you can blow up the other ships for extra points, but man, when the clock's ticking with that fuel, you don't want to go very fast. Yes, this is awesome. As far as action titles, this also is taking nods to River Raid, but we don't even know what River Raid is yet. You know, the idea, but this is not shooting, flying through the fuel. It's actually shooting the fuel to fuel up your ship. All right, these force fields are getting the best of me. I really want to go. It did it again. Come on, just take your time. Wait for it. There. That's it, yes. Their timing is so well done. There we go. Nice. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, we made it. We're on to stage F. Now the force fields are slowly moving, and every time you go deeper to each level, it's going to change the gameplay just a little bit, or the level up just a little bit. Okay, looking good. Ah, it's awesome. You gotta admit, the way the ship is animated is so nice. Oh, very nice touch. Okay, let's try nice and easy. All right, we made it to G, so now they're blending two different force fields. I want to keep playing this. I do not want to stop playing Phobos. That's how good it is. All right, so of all the games you can be playing right now on a home computer, it's obviously a shoot 'em up. We played, at this point, 138 scrolling shoot 'em ups across all platforms, so it's not like it's saying doing anything new, but it does it so well. I love how it has stages like Scramble too. It gives you more stages than Scramble does, and if you do finish the game, it loops again. And if you loop the game 8 times, then the game actually ends. There's an ending to this game, but you have to go through all 16 stages 8 times. And I want to. Right now, I could sit down and do that, yeah. So I'm going to go even high. Wow, yeah, very impressive stuff from the chat. I see lots of 4.5s, and I'm with you there. I give this, even though it has almost the same formula as Caverns of Mars, I'm going 4.5 as well. Yeah. And they were cheap, about $30, I believe. So they weren't like high quality games. Yeah. So I'm going 4.5. One of the best games you could be playing across all home computers. Well done. All right. After that, what's our next game? We're next going to the United Kingdom to play on the Jupiter Ace, and this is Planet of Death. Planet of Death is a game we've already seen on the show. This is the 7th game we've played on the Jupiter Ace, and this is Arctic Computing that brought us this, the 18th game that we've seen published by Arctic Computing. Planet of Death we've already played too. It's part of the Arctic Adventure series. The 5th game we've played, including all ports. There's Game A. You could call this Game A or Planet of Death, or they also have Adventure A is what I mean. And then Adventure B, Inca Curse. And there's the cassette. We're going to play Adventure A. There it is, Planet of Death. So we played this one before. Let's see what it's like on the Jupiter Ace. This one is Richard Turner, Chris A. Thornton, but it's really possible that this game is a game that was almost finished but not completely released at this time. I found this out really close before ending the show, that it's possible that this game was created for the Jupiter Ace later. So I'm just going to say it could be either one or the other. We'll go in anyway. And we also need to see if it loads. So you ready? Fingers and toes crossed. This is computer gaming in 1982. I want Adventure A, and then I want to load in. Ready? Oh yeah, hear those sweet sounds. Welcome to Adventure A, Planet of Death. Yes, brought to us by the Archive team. You find yourself stranded on the alien planet with your aim to escape from the planet, finding you're now captured and disabled. Spaceship will meet various hazards. Good luck. We'll need it. Yes, we will. You want to restore a game? No. Cool. I'm on the mountain plateau of the north. There's a steep cliff. Obvious exits are down, east, and west. I can also see a piece of sharp flint. Tell me what to do. Yes, we will. So this is obviously a text adventure game. This is our 210th text adventure game we played here on the show. And this text adventure game we have played before, so we're a little familiar with how it works. Let's go ahead and head down. We're in a dense forest. There's a rope hanging from one tree. Obvious exits are north. Obvious exits are south and west. Let's head south. I like how it clears the whole screen for us. That's nice. I'm beside a lake. Exits are east and north. There is a ravine to the west. Tell me what to do. That's how they advertise the text adventure games. You're telling the computer what to do, or someone in the computer is taking all your stuff. All right, so let's head east. I'm in a strange house. The door is to the north, and I can also see a pair of boots, a floorboard. Tell me what to do. Get... Oh, I got to type slow. The Jupiter Ace is all spongy. Okay, we got the boots. Very nice. And let's go ahead and get the board. Very good. Easy. Yeah, Mark, we need to try to eat the lamp again. Oh, man. So if you're not familiar with these games, you obviously are new to the channel, because this is text adventure games. These are still all the rage right now. If you weren't an action arcadey style person, we just totally flipped the switch to the other kind of gamer. This is the other gamer right now, the adventure gamer. All right, after we tell them what to do, let's go ahead and head back north. We're beside the lake, and we have the ravine to the west. So let's go ahead and use the board. And now we're in the old shed. Now, that use board means we put the board down across the ravine, and now we're in the old shed, and we're at this exit to the east. Everything happens so fast here in Text Adventure Land. We can see a laser gun. Get gun. Yes, got the gun. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and use board, and we'll cross back over the ravine. So we'll go to the other side. Nice. Yeah, we should try the forest fire in case we do get lost. But we haven't been lost in the forest yet. I think you still could if you wanted to in this game. All right, there's a quick taste of Planet of Death for the Jupiter Ace. I'm so glad it loaded. And I'm so glad we can play text adventure games like this one. This one, of all the games you could be playing right now across all home computers, this is actually really impressive for the Jupiter Ace. So it is possible that this came out more recently by the Jupiter Ace Archive team. But if it was available right now, this is the kind of game you would expect to see on this micro. All right, so I'm going to say of all the titles so far, it's a 3-star game. Very, very average for everything else up to this point. All right, and then it's now time to put our video game playing on pause, or we ran out of quarters in the arcade, but I'd still be playing Nibbler if I could. Tune in next time on Chronologically Gaming, where we're going to be checking out the very first and only video game that I can think of that references a movie from the 70s. We also have the second game in Atari's Real Sports series coming to the Atari VCS. I hope it's better than the baseball one. That's it for today, and like I always say, more buttons to push doesn't make the game better. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.